The last time this car started, it looked like this. And now, after months and months of work, it looks like this. I can't wait to hear this thing get started, so let's get to the dyno so we can witness the rebirth of my Evo 8. This has been the most anticipated day for me by far. We were finally at the dyno where Desmond was going to do his magic and tune the car so that we could hopefully make some big numbers. So this is the part where all the lines fly off, everything goes haywire, we see a bunch of crazy stuff happen, and then I just turn around and go the other way.
Oh, that's good. Stop. That's fuel? Sounds like it. That's fuel. Oh no.
Not a good start.
What do you think it is, bro?
I think I just have a line that's backwards, hopefully. Hopefully that's the last thing we run into. I doubt it because I know how cars are and I know how that was an AN line on the finger. I know how it is when you're building cars. You always have something that's gonna go wrong. Thankfully, it's not catastrophic. Yet.
What's leaking?
The pressure. I have a feeling that something's gonna happen with that regulator.
Felt loose?
Yeah, I'm doing this by hand, so.
But even if you do tighten that up, that's not gonna change the fuel pressure being that high.
Yeah.
It's too high. What happened is, if we're already at 60, 70 PSI, by the time we go wide open and we're going into boost, 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of boost, that fuel pressure is gonna be crazy double high. It's just gonna just dump a bunch of fuel. There's gonna be too much pressure on the head of the injector. So we need to regulate it down. This way we could be good up top. We don't overfeed it.
Okay.
So
Can't get it to go down, then yeah. Then basically I'll just have to order one and come back.
The injectors are rated at a certain cc, but that's per fuel pressure.
But not only regulators, sometimes you have to siphon the hanger.
Okay.
The hanger itself, the siphon,
Yeah.
like it doesn't. It's not flowing enough for the return. So sometimes it'll build back up into the to the return, and it would cause additional fuel pressure on the regulator.
Oh, okay.
So that too will cause that issue as well.
So it's like surges or something. Okay.
Yeah, it's not dumping it back to the tank efficiently enough, and it's backing up to the line, and the fuel's coming in, but not enough is going out to take the pressure off the regulator. It could be either one of those.
Okay.
Leaking right at the fitting.
Yeah. I don't think your idler control valve is working. The sensor right down here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's working either, because when I fired it up, usually it will catch and bump itself. If I have the settings set to this is basically cold start. If I have the settings set to 1300 RPMs, and if I go below that idler control valve starts working hard to keep the idle up. I fire it up and it's right there at 1,000. So I can tell that's not working also.
Okay. So probably end up getting a few
though.
more parts.
No, the car runs great. It's just, we gotta touch up some stuff.
Yeah. I'll have to get
It sounds amazing.
So we're still running.
We cranked right on the first crank, right?
On the first crank, if we didn't have that fuel leak, it fired on the first crank. I knew it was gonna fire. I was like, let me upload. I already made, when I spoke to you that one time, the last time you called me, I made your map ahead of time.
Okay.
So this way, when I come in this day, I'm not sitting here what's your setup, what's your parts? I already had his name, everything already saved, and I just upload it, and I'm like, this is gonna fire first crank.
Okay. So we know now this it's not gonna make a difference no matter what we do. So we got to replace that. So we'll have to come back. It's not gonna make a difference whatever we do. But we could just schedule another day.
It's up to y'all. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. Because I'm gonna order the parts. Make sure I get it right.
Anything else you think that we should touch up?
Nah, just fuel pressure situation, idle air control valve situation, boost leak, bleed the coolant system. This car has AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, bleed it with the heat on because you want to bleed it with the coolant running through the heater core to get all the bubbles out of that. Because you definitely want to bleed the coolant system good, because if there's any air pockets, it affect your AFR reading.
Yeah.
Because if it picks up on an air bubble, then it'll think it ran hot, but it didn't, and it'll affect the AFR and go lean, or it'll go rich, this and that. So like, I like to keep an AFR or an idle, everything really like small movement. Like it just bounces right there at idle, like very steady. AFR is very steady, but sometimes when it swings like that, it could be air pockets, it could be boost leaks, it could be all that kind of stuff. So once the boost leaks is ironed out, all the air pockets out of the coolant system are ironed out, then I dial in the idle, cruising, all that drivability wise, and the AFR is never like be jumping around all my customers. So
Okay.
that's about it. Everything else seems straight. Everything else seems like it's put together really well.
Just wait. Nah, I'm kidding. Something will fall off. No. Yeah, everything went well.
It's
on
new
this
car
car.
blues. That's all it is. It's new car blues, and it happens.
I kind of anticipated this. That's why I wasn't too nervous today, because I was thinking to myself, like, we haven't gotten to run this car yet, so there's gonna be something that's wrong with this. It's like anything you do on a car. It doesn't matter whether it's suspension, whether it's interior, something like that. You're always gonna see something after the fact and be like, okay, we gotta fix that. So worst case scenario, the car didn't start, but now the car starts. We know what we have to work with for now. So we'll just go back, we'll do a boost leak check, make sure everything's good there. We'll get a new fuel pressure regulator, and we will get a new idler or idle air sensor, and come back and go from there.
And put the factory bolts back in the TPS, because those are like aftermarket.
Which ones?
The TPS back here.
Okay.
Yeah, put the factory bolts in there, because I have to calibrate the TPS, and it's extremely hard when they're like Phillips or Allen keys.
Okay.
When it's time to like loosen or tighten it, just put those factory ones in there.
Gotcha.
That's about it. I think.
Like 10s, right? I don't know.
No, I think they're 7s.
Okay.
I think they're 7s.
Okay.
7mm. But besides that, I think it's gonna be good. And you let it idle. When you bleed the system, the coolant, just let it idle, and just rev it a couple times. Rev it for like let it bleed for an hour.
Yeah.
Rev it. Hold the revs for a little bit. Let it go. Hold the revs for a little bit. Let go. Rev. Let it idle on its own.
Okay.
Then go back to revving and holding it. That would help the air pockets, and that also helps seat the piston rings and whatnot. So it wouldn't be a bad idea when you take it back to do a compression test now, and then after you let it idle and everything's good, then you do a compression test afterwards. This way okay, it's 150 across the board, 160 across the board. At least you know what your compression test is. I had a guy come here yesterday, fully built setup. Well, what's your compression test? I don't know. I'm like, okay, you never did it? He's like, I never did it. So now if I do it, I don't know if the motor's hurt, or if it's low, or if the engine was built properly. Yeah. So it's good to know, like, it's even across the board or whatnot. I had a guy come down from North Carolina one time, nice setup like this, fully built. I was on the dyno, I spooled it one or two times, and I was like, bro, something's wrong with this car. I can feel it. This car's spooling weird. Something's wrong with this. Let me do a compression test. If it checks out bad, then you pay me for it. If it checks out good, don't worry about it. Shit read 90 across the board. It was completely low. He had to take it back to North Carolina, all the way back to North Carolina, to tear it apart, find his problem. The rings wasn't clocked properly, build it all back together, brought it back, and we made like eight and change. But I felt it through the spool. I like, something don't seem right. It feels very like laggy. So just do a compression test. This way you know, because when I get it, I'm gonna be putting pressure to it. I'm not abuse it, but it's gonna be,
Put it through the ring.
I'm gonna put it through the ring.
So, okay, well, it's good. We'll fix this. It'll be back, and minor hiccup.
Next week and a half.
gotta drive all the way back now. I don't want to drive. You drive? All right, cool. Let's get this thing back on the trailer, get back to the shop. So even though we didn't make it to the dyno, I want to talk to you guys today about something. When life can throw you a curveball like that and you're not ready for it, a lot of events can happen in your life very unexpectedly. Last year, I found myself very overwhelmed with a lot of things happening all at once. My sister passed away. I built a car for a year that didn't make it to SEMA just in the last few days, and I bought a house at the exact same time. All these events happening at the same time caused an immense amount of stress, and I didn't realize all the stuff that I was going through. I actually had a moment where I was driving my car down the road and I actually forgot where I was going. This actually reminded me the value of having somebody to talk to when you have situations like this going on in your life. That's why I want to talk to you about BetterHelp, who is sponsoring this video today. BetterHelp will connect you with a licensed therapist, offering a comfortable and convenient way to start therapy. It's all online, allowing you to have sessions via phone, video chat, or even through messaging. I know starting therapy can be daunting. Sometimes the right therapist isn't nearby, or the thought of a face-to-face session is uncomfortable. BetterHelp eliminates these barriers. You'll fill out a questionnaire, and within 48 hours, you're matched with a therapist tailored to your needs. And if the initial match doesn't feel right, switching therapists is easy and cost-free. Therapy isn't just about major life crisis, it's also about giving your mind the attention it needs, just like how we care for our bodies. BetterHelp makes this process seamless with over 30,000 therapists in their network, ensuring a wide range of expertise. You can schedule a session at your convenience, making it hassle-free. Remember, you're not alone in your struggles. Over 4 million people have turned to BetterHelp for support. If you're considering therapy, I encourage you to click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/JackBuildsIt. Not only does this support the channel, but you also get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Give yourself the gift of being heard and understood. Thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel and helping people like me find their way through challenging times. The dyno was very short-lived. Unfortunately, we had a few problems happen. We had the fuel pressure regulator going way too high. We couldn't adjust it down. It would not adjust at all. It was reading at about 80 PSI. This car is supposed to idle at about 40 to 42 PSI, as well as when you have boost, you have 1-to-1 for boost. So basically 1 pound of pressure. So what would have happened is we would have had way too much fuel pressure, causing this car to probably run rich and probably washing the cylinders and possibly damaging the engine. So we definitely didn't want to do that. So we didn't run the car like that. We let the car chill. We came back, we got a tune on it now. But the other problem that we had was actually quite hilarious. When we first got the car to crank over and start up, we heard this loud sound and immediately fuel started pouring out underneath the car. That was because we actually ran the return fuel line to the vapor line. The car was built in 4 days. And we are human, we make mistakes around here, just like my last video when I didn't cut out the last edit. Anyway, one of the things that we did was we just switched that over, we got that good, everything is good there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to actually change the fuel line to a different line because we use the AN line, it's a little too big. I also have to bleed the coolant, I have to seat the piston rings, and I have to charge the AC, and I believe that'll be it, besides a boost leak test before we get there. And then once all those things are done, we can get back to Desmond, we can get this thing tuned, we can make some serious power and really go enjoy the car. So now, enough talking, let's get that done. Now what I gotta do is I take all the parts off this old fuel pressure regulator and transfer them to our new Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. This is going to help my car run the exact way it's supposed to run. Right now there is about 15 pounds of pressure in this, so there's gonna be some fuel pouring out of this thing when I take this off. So I'm gonna actually take off the fuel return line first, try to catch all the fuel that is on the back side of that so that when I take off the front part of it, there's not as much fuel. In theory, this will work. Or it won't, and I'll get fuel all over everything and I'll be cleaning it off. But it sounded good, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now we're back again at Performance Destination. Desmond is going to go grab his computer right now. He's going to get the tune on the car to get it running. We've upgraded the injectors because we want to make more power. So the next step is he's going to get in there, get this thing started. We're going to get it on the dyno. We're going to warm it up. We're going to change the oil. And we're going to get this thing ready to go. I am super excited about this. We've already gone through everything again. We have the new fuel pressure regulator on there. We've changed the bolts for the TPS. We have a new idle air control valve, and we have tightened everything up, made sure everything is good. We boost leak checked it, but I brought all the tools today just in case we have any issues, so that way we can make sure this car runs flawlessly, makes power, and then we can go on a cool drive.
What I want you to do is, I want you to fire it up. Okay. I'm gonna take the stuff off one by one.
Right now we're checking to make sure that this car is timed properly. That could be one of the mistakes that we made during the process of putting this car together. Fingers crossed that's not one that we made. Keep going. Keep going. There's nothing on this car that we need. Every time it's doing something. Let's see.
On this thing is loose.
What you got, bro?
So, plugs are fouled out. Just trying to figure out why that's happening. Still going through the processes of elimination and trying to make sure this car is going to run tip top. And I have no doubt in my mind, everything that I've heard about Performance Destination, Desmond, he's a man. A lot of people have recommended him, close friends. So, I'm not worried. I'm ready, bro. We're gonna be ripping it by the end of the day, right?
You know, those
by the end of the day.
They look just like my RX-8, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sounds like a rotary too.
Without the brap.
What? You got a little chop.
That's from the 3 cylinders that are running. That's why you go to the best, man. You want the car to run right, you come to the best. I'm floored with this, man. Like, just hearing my car run and knowing that we're gonna finally be able to make some power with this thing, working all the kinks out. Man, without Desmond, I don't think I would have been able to get this done. I definitely would have been able to get this done. And man, dude, it's happening. I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is Tommy, like, this is happening, bro. Like, I can't wait, man. Like, I am stoked. And when we go drive this thing, I know it's gonna rip. It's gonna be real fun, man. Dude, I can't wait to rip this car so bad, bro. Oh man, everything is coming together so well right now. Like, I am super excited about this, man. Like, this is all stuff that I did not know either, man. Like I said, if you want to come to Performance Destination and get your car tuned, this guy knows a ton about Evos. And not only Evos, he does everything. He's got a crazy Mustang over here making I don't know what, but dude, I'm telling you right now, like, this is why I'm here right now. Everybody out there that was telling me, who do I get to tune this car? They were sending me here, and now I see why. Because all the kinks that I had no idea about, even all the hours that I spent on Evolution.m, I wouldn't have found these things out. So right now, Desmond is literally dialing in this car to where it's gonna be exactly what we were going for. Like, I am so excited. I am floored about this. And man, I can't wait to hear it on top of this thing, man, because it's gonna be screaming.
What is going on here, yo?
What's that? Is that fuel?
I feel, man. I don't know what's going on here, bro. He probably needs. I told him he needs to what's it called? Modify his siphon. So you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of fuel pressure on that regulator. Even if you try to adjust it, fuel pressure doesn't move. So it's building up in the system. That's what it is. So if you're gonna try to figure out what it is, and he came on a full tank of gas too. So as soon as we take that hanger off, it's gonna probably overflow.
Oh.
Yeah, because the hanger is like, it's all the way filled to the rim, so I know it's gonna overflow all over the floor.
Does that mean Jack's got to go home today?
Nah, I don't know, man. I ain't got nobody else's. I only have this car scheduled for today, so I'm gonna try to stick around, and for the first time, I'm gonna try to get my hands dirty today. So we're gonna see what it's gonna do. I usually get my hands dirty. I usually get it dirty, but
Not like this, right?
nah, like anything mechanically, I like to make sure, you know, they come ready, so we're tuning and not fixing. But y'all seem like good guys, so I might have to bend a little bit.
Oh no.
I said to do this because what's happening is the fuel's not flowing enough back to the tank, and it's building up in the line, it's building up in the regulator. The regulator right now, it reads at 70 psi or 68. I adjusted it, I backed it all the way out. It's still reading the same. It doesn't matter if it's all the way in, all the way. It's like the fuel pressure the pressure needs to come off of the line, and then this you'll drill it out. This way it returns to the gas tank a lot more quickly, less pressure in the return line, and less pressure is going to read on the regulator. So then now the regulator should read lower pressure, and then when I fire it back up, I'm going to set it with the screw, and I can be able to be in control of where I want it at. Because right now I'm not in control. It's just wherever it's set at, because the pressure is backing up too much in this thing.
What's the pressure number you're looking for when it's on the dyno?
Roughly idle, 40, between 40 42.
And then when you're on it?
Oh, it'll build, you know, it's 1-to-1 ratio, so it'll build fuel pressure as it builds a boost. So, but mainly starting from there, and then it gradually builds. So I don't want it to start it at 70 psi, and then by the time I reach red line, that's just way too much fuel pressure, way too much. It turns it from a small injector to a big injector. Because say if you max out your fuel system, that's one way. Max out your injector size. When you increase the fuel pressure on the regulator, that's how you increase the injector flow. So I need to turn it down this way it could be operating where we need it, where we need it at. I'm gonna get all the small pieces out of it so it don't hit the fuel parts or go in the tank or clog anything. There you go. That's it. Right. So now what's going to happen is it's going to be able to flow back properly. It's a little bit better. Not all the way down. Like 45, 47. I might be able to work with that.
Sounds a lot better. See, all you needed was me to leave and the professionals to get on this, and I put me on food duty. So this sounds amazing. It sounds really good. changing the oil. We got the brake end done. Sounds good. Rings are seated. Now it's time to put the new oil in. That was hot. That looks pretty good though. So we done the oil change. Now we're putting in some Valvoline VR1. This is the 2050 weight. So I am going to get this done and we're gonna get this car on the dyno, and that's when we make some power, hopefully. Like, you know, like what? Like 250? That's it?
Yeah.
250?
Let's do it.
It's less than stock.
Recorded. Turn the camera.
That's priceless. We need power predictions, Mike.
Wait, what is this going to be? The initial tune, like what? Are you going to turn it down or are you going to go for big power?
You gotta guess. This is not.
Got to guess? All right.
Yeah.
We're doing 93?
Yes.
Okay. 483. I'm going a little low. I'd rather go low and then it's higher than what
What's
it is.
a high number for you?
484.
What would you like to see?
On 93, I mean, I don't know. With this setup, maybe... I want to hear his prediction first, but maybe I'm going to go for like 512, like on the highest end of 93.
These are some weird numbers.
I know.
Not 510.
No,
it's 512.
512.
That's what happy turbo noises.
Yeah.
Happy turbo noises and I'm good. That's it, you know? Like,
512 and a half?
yeah, it's 512 and a half. This is Price is Right, right? Price is Right style.
So what if it's 380 with good turbo noises?
Well, then I guess it's not good turbo noises.
It could sound fast, but what if it's not fast?
I'm a bad driver, so I mean, it's not like it's gonna make a difference.
All right, a conservative tune. Give us a number. What are you guessing?
Conservative.
Yeah.
I don't want to consider conservative.
Okay. How about a Desmond tune? What are we looking at? If you had to guess.
Pump gas, 515.
Oh.
I said 514.
All right.
Let's
Let the
see.
tuning begin.
Let's see.
I just asked a question because I've been told that the BR7 plugs burn colder, but I was asking Desmond, what's the difference between the BR7 and the BR8? So he was explaining to me now that because of the depth here, and
Yeah.
maybe you could show him.
Yeah, it depends by the style plug that you have. So the center of the plug, you see
Yeah.
the white piece right there? The more that's sunk in inside here, the colder it is.
Okay.
So as the heat hits it across, this outer shell is protecting all inside here from getting too hot.
Gotcha.
So the more the center sticks up higher, the more it's exposed to heat,
Okay.
and it's going to heat up that plug.
Gotcha.
So it stays a lot cooler when this is stepped in. The further this is stepped in, the colder it is. The higher it is outside of the shell, the hotter it is.
So colder, better power.
Colder is just going to keep it a lot more safer.
Okay.
Less prone to heat means less detonation.
Okay.
Less trouble.
Okay.
Keeps the plugs a little bit cooler in the cylinders.
Okay.
Run more boost that way. Run more power that way. So I'm gonna take out the standard ones you have in there right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna gap these, put those in, and then continue on. So that's good. Like you want it, you want the tip to be like kind of gray. That means it burned all the shininess off. You know, if the tip was still shiny, that means like the timing is off, overall tune is off. But you want it gray like this, that means it's burning all of it off. And it's not running too hot, because sometimes if you have a plug in here, and like I mentioned before, if it starts getting like black all the way down here, that means this plug is getting too hot. Okay. Also the center too. The center would tell you, the coloration would tell you how much fuel it's getting. If it's getting too much fuel, started getting black.
So you want that nice gray kind of like
for the strap.
Okay.
For the strap, you want that. You want that nice gray look, which is what it is. There's no pixelation on here, so there's no knock, no detonation. This is a good, clean looking plug. Nice. Especially after doing all those pulls just now. Yeah. This looks really good. Awesome. Overall, I feel like the car ran great. The car comes on really hard. It makes a lot more boost on lower settings than usual. So that's why in the earlier runs, how it was making jam like early, is because I already kind of know, familiarized with certain kind of duty numbers by boost and by wastegate spring, and like it was just making way more. So I started like try to turn it down, try to soften it up a little bit. It's either, for one thing, the wastegate itself is not a true 22 or 23 pound spring, or there's preload on the internal wastegate. So the more preload, so that when that little hanger that's on the flapper of the turbo, if you take that hanger off and you screw it down more, and then you pull it up and hang it back on the turbo, it builds more pressure, so the wastegate doesn't open up, and then it lets you boost way more at the same boost pressure of the gate pressure. So if you made a run right now, and say if it made 20 psi on no boost control, it's just off gate. If I screw that internal wastegate flapper, the hanger down, hook it back on, make another run, it might be 28. Okay. Without anything like that. So that might determine where it's at on through the settings I gotta use. Okay. So I kinda like soften it up. I feel like this is pretty good. Yeah, even for real good. I feel like even for pump gas, this is fine. You know, I've had guys come down from Maryland, fully built setup like how you have, but bigger injectors, they want to do flex or all like that. On their pump gas tune, I put them at like 607 on that. Damn. So and right around the same amount of torque. And then after that, when I go to 85, I turn it up even more. So at this is still safe. Yeah. So this is not to say like, oh, you're on edge and you're hurting things. This is still safe. Tune looks good. Nice. The log looks good. There's no knock. We pull the plugs look clean. The plug doesn't show no detonation, no knock, no weird discoloration, nothing like that. So that tells you the plug quality, you can't hide that. Yeah. A lot of people, they'll go through certain settings and they'll hide a lot of shit through the tune to hide the condition of how the car is really behaving. Okay. But when you pull that plug, you can't hide that. Yeah. It's going to really show you the condition of how that car is really running. So that looks good. Only thing else is like the engine temperature. Like I said, you found your leak for the coolant. But I think besides that, once that gets fixed and you rebled it, and if the coolant stays good, cool. If it doesn't, then you may want to go with either an aftermarket thermostat, or you may want to go with either a stronger radiator cap. Okay. Because the radiator cap helps keep the whole cooling system before it gets to a boiling point. Once the car gets to a boiling point of running too hot, then it's so much harder to control the heat. Yeah. The heat starts running away and then it starts cooling off. It starts running away, starts cooling off. A stronger radiator cap keeps the system contained, so you never get to your boiling point temperature. So it stays a lot cooler, a lot more consistent. So and it wouldn't hurt even if you got that now. Aftermarket radiator cap, a stronger pressurized cap. Okay. You can do that as well. Sometimes with the aftermarket thermostat, it may run a little bit cooler, but we don't want you to run too cold where you're driving around at full temp is like 150 something degrees. I like a full size radiator. Typically, I like that to run about 178 to 185. Okay. Right there. So you shouldn't be anywhere in the 190 pluses. I saw it at 190 or anything like that, 192. You shouldn't be anywhere there, because like a lot of my forward-facing customers or half-size radiators, they're at 190 to 195, 197. Okay. So you being a full size with 2 fans, there's no way you should be there. Yeah. If it's there, there's a problem elsewhere.
Will it make a difference if it's a slim?
a slim radiator.
Yeah.
I did see that radiator looks smaller than normal.
It's slim.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Okay, so
it means you have
might be
less
spiking a little bit more.
You have less cooling surface.
Okay.
So it's like an intercooler. So the smaller your intercooler is, you have less cooling surface for the air passing through it. So it's going to reach outside quicker, so it didn't cool it off as much for the intercooler.
Okay.
Same thing with the radiator. If you have a radiator as slim as a TV, the air is going to pass through it. It's not cooling it off fast enough.
Yeah.
The more air that has to pass through the fins, the more it's going to cool off and dissipate that heat. So that's something you can also look into as well.
Okay, cool.
So overall, the power band is clean.
Oh, yeah.
It's very linear. I wanted to come on and just kind of just shape it up. Just shape it up where everything just real peaky.
Yeah.
Everything just as you get on it, you're gonna just feel like you're on a ride.
Yeah, it sounds happy. Yeah, it sounds real happy.
Even at that 548, 441 foot-pounds of torque, this is gonna feel good as a street car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna feel good as a street car. This is gonna let you get to the point where you're so close to feeling it, now you want more. This is that power level right before you say, yeah, I want more now.
I gotta tell my wife.
So all you need, upgraded fuel system, and you can turn it up some more, and this thing would make over 500 foot-pounds of torque, and it would be like mid-6s.
Okay.
And this thing would even go from normal to crazy.
So when we get that pump in that hangar,
and yeah,
and then we get that cooling system taken care of.
Yeah. And then you could definitely probably be in the 600 range.
Okay.
But then you'll start knocking close to the 650 range, 650 cc injector limit too.
Okay.
So just depends where we at with that. But overall, a lot of the bugs are all worked out. A lot of the kinks are all worked out, and everything is like finally operating like the Evo should.
Yeah, this would not have happened without Desmond, because we came in here, there was a ton of different problems that we had to take care of, and I didn't know about these problems. I'm new to this platform. Desmond's been around this platform for a while. He knows what he's doing. He got it dialed out, ironed out, like everything running perfect, and now you see the results of that. And happy customer for sure, because man, dude, thank you so much, dude.
It's a happy customer once they go on that test drive and they feel that first pull.
Oh yeah.
That's everybody on the internet, they know when they go for that test drive with me, that is when not just no number on it to be on the internet. It's when they go for that test drive.
Yeah.
And they really feel what that car and that hard work feels like now.
Hell yeah.
So let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We're going for our first poll. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself with my nervousness right now, because I'm super excited about this, but I have a feeling this is gonna be real fun. And if anybody is watching this is completely legal, 100%.
We're in Mexico, right?
Yes, Mexico.
Remember, go a little bit quicker in second, and then I'll let you know when.
Oh my God! Oh shit!
This thing pulls.
You gotta get used to it though, I can tell.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness.
What do you think? First thoughts?
Oh man, I love it. I really like the notchiness to the shifter too. The shifter.
I like how tall it is, man.
Alright, remember the shift. Alright, go ahead.
Yeah!
Oh my God, this is great.
Which spot is yours?
No, this street right here.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
And it comes back down being tame.
Holy shit. Dude. Holy shit, dude.
I don't know, you're gonna get that blue car run from its money, man.
Oh my gosh,
This
dude.
is great.
Hold up. Let me get it when it's coming out.
Oh shit. Bro. Oh my goodness, bro. That was so good. Oh my goodness, I got goosebumps, man.
Come on. And that was short shifted.
Desmond, dude, bring it in, dude. Oh my gosh, bro, holy shit. Dude, this guy knows his stuff. This is insane. This car pulled hard. It's gonna take some getting used to, definitely. This is my first drive in the car. I've never driven this car, so I drove it once when it was crashed, and that was up to like 30 miles an hour, and ran it through the gears just to feel it a little bit, but oh my goodness, bro. Ah! That was the best feeling, bro. This is pure happiness right here. This is exactly what I wanted, and man, holy crap. This is
Good job,
dude,
man.
this is a long time coming, and all I gotta say is, like, Dude, I never expected this, man. I never expected this. And now it's here and it's like, it's unreal. It's unreal. This is such a crazy feeling. We made it to SEMA. We brought a car to SEMA. We built it in 4 days. We went back. Thanks to Desmond, we got this car right. We went to SEMA, but it was not right before we went to SEMA. We had a lot of stuff we had to correct. There was a lot of things that we were like, man, like, we just need to throw this car together because we got to get it there. And it made it there. It made a big debut. Everybody loved it. Oh man, but now it's right. It is right. Oh my goodness, Tommy, you need to come for a ride, bro.
What do you think, man?
I can tell he was anxious because before I said go, he was already gone. I was like, yo, we're already at $5,000. I said, all right, just get it in second, and I'm gonna let you know when to go. And he's already going so fast. I was like,
Second
what the
pull
fuck? I was like, just
definitely
go
felt
now, yo.
The second pull I gave at the
And I
beams.
can tell he was on the limiter because he forgot to shift, and he shit, and he got back. It comes on so fast.
It does, dude.
So
You
fast.
can feel the car just, even out here, I mean, these are good tires, but I mean, out here, you could feel that car wanting to pull to the side, but it kept going straight. It's very true, man. Whew.
Let's carry this conversation in front of the graph. So now that we finished this, tell me overall how did the tune go? How did the session go? How do you like it?
This has been the best experience that I've had by far with any tune, with anybody taking care of a car. This is like, I felt like family here. You treated me really well, man. You did a great job. I can't believe how good the car feels. We just did the first drive. That was literally my very first drive in the car. It pulls really, really hard, and I cannot wait to get this thing on the road and start driving it every day.
Right. So when you when you went for that first pull and you went through the gears, tell me how did it make you feel?
Ah, dude, it's that feeling of like it's here, it's finished, man. Because this has been it's been about 8 months, if I'm right, like where we've been building this car, and we took it down to the bare chassis. We stripped everything, rebuilt the motor, everything. Did as much as we could do to this car to make it the perfect street car, and I feel like we've achieved that here, man. Like it felt amazing on that first pull, just that first reel, just hearing that thing rip. It was great, bro. It was so great.
It's cool fast. Like
it does.
How I made the power band, like I told you, I'm gonna shape the power band up so when you hit it, it's gonna come on fast. Like
it gets it.
It buries the RPM gauge fast. It picks up quick, and then when you shift it, there's no lag.
No.
And when I told you to go with the FP Black, I said there's not gonna be no lag.
Nah, there's no lag.
Get on it,
There's
shift
no
it,
lag.
get on it, and it's gonna be no lag.
Dude, it gets it. It gets it. Like, we were, sitting at 2,500 RPM maybe?
Yeah.
And we just dumped it from there, and it just was like, whoop! Like, I was already on the rev limiter. I didn't even realize it. I'm like, holy shit, this thing keeps going.
Right.
And then we let it eat.
Right.
It was good. It was real good.
So overall, how you feel about the service and the quality from the tuning with Performance Destination?
I'll be back. I got another one. Coming, man. It's gonna be a beast too. It weighs a lot less than this, and it makes about the same horsepower. So,
Right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'll be back.
So overall, you happy with it?
100%, man.
All right.
Desmond, I'm seriously, when I say this, you have done an amazing job, and you took us in here and you helped us sort out all the problems. I was getting a little stressed out trying to find all these things beforehand. I wanted to make it right before I got here, but I couldn't get everything done. But just to show the professionalism and the skill that you have, you came through and you got everything dialed in. And I just got out the way and went and got lunch.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, bro.
Dude, thank you so much.
All right, man. Turned out great.